Next is define socket, kernel, and monolithic kernel. So let's start with the socket. Socket is basically an endpoint for the communication. It basically provides a process of communication over a large network, and there is a socket at each endpoint which helps in facilitating the communication, and it is identified by a concatenation of the port number with the IP address, and the server basically waits for the incoming client request by listening to a specific port, and once it is received, server accept a connection from a client socket to complete the connection. Next is kernel, which is also known as heart of the operating system and one of the most crucial part of operating system, which helps in interaction between any application in the uh, system with the hardware, and it manages the computer hardware, and this is the one which directly interact with the computer hardware, and it decides the state of the incoming process, control disk, memory, task management. Next comes the monolithic kernel. Okay, so monolithic kernels are basically the kernels which are having a nice performance, but the problem is they are having a lot of lines of code. Why? Because it has the dependencies between the components, like as it has all the components in the kernel space, so it is less reliable than the microlithic kernel. Is also another type of kernel which is just an extension, or you can say solves this problem, and both are having their own advantage. And example of this monolithic kernel is Unix, Linux, OpenVMS, XTS 400. You can pick any of them.